starts flipping off the dog with a little toe and they're drunk, so security kicked him out of the Johnny Carson show.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, funny. I saw him perform in a pizza parlor in Tahoe. We were having pizza.
Hey there, welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits, coming to you from the Recycle Garage in sunny, and yes, it is very sunny, Santa Cruz, California, USA. And Liza's just cracked a beer. Who is in the house with us this evening? Who, I tell you? We've got a packed house, and this is in no particular order. On the board, because Stumpy John is on a hiatus, Miss Liza Miller.
Yeah, you can call me Daddy today.
Hey, you're the daddiest of them all.
Wouldn't be the first and it won't be the last. I think uncle is more suiting, though.
Right. No, you are everyone's Uncle Liza. And sitting to Liza's right and riding this week a beautiful turn of the millennium Yamaha FC1, that is Anwar. Moto. That's why we're here. Now, I, of course, am Emma. Hello, darling.
Hello.
Would you like a spot of tea?
God blimey.
Yes, God blimey. Do you have any grey poop on, etc.? And of course, I am on the classy girl couch. Sitting next to me is a Canadian gentleman, Will. Hello, Will.
Hello.
And Will and the gentleman sitting to his left, James. Say hello, James.
Hello.
Hello, James. They have a story to tell, which we will be getting to later. Last...
I thought I was going to say hello, James.
No. Last in the studio, of course, everyone knows that voice. It would be Naked Jim.
Yes, happy to be here.
Oh.
I saw a lyric I liked. Ride, Captain, ride on your mystery ship to a place or to a way on a place others might have missed.
That's right.
I thought that was very motorcycly.
Jim, I got a...
Well, no, just...
Hold on. I got an important message for you.
Oh, no.
Hold on, I wrote it down.
It's going to be a picture of a penis
Shoot,
in it.
I wrote it down. Where is it?
What?
Oh, found it. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, tra-la-la.
Thank you very much.
And finally, by no means least, joining us from Velveeta in Oregon. A lot of cheese in that town. A lot of cheese. It's Bagel.
Greetings and blessings of cheese to all of you.
Oh, thank you. I wish you cheese.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, the cheese pope. He wears
It
cheese
should be.
slippers.
Blessed with cheese.
Oh my God!
Google, no, don't Google it.
So that's it. We've got an action-packed show tonight. Of course, today's Father's Day. How about that?
Yeah, raise your hand if you are a father in the room.
Well, you're everyone's daddy,
Yeah, I'm
Liza.
Daddy. Hey, Big Jim.
Raise your hand if you aren't sure but might be.
Oh! James's hand went straight up.
And raise your hand if you don't have a dad.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. The Dead Dad Club.
Yes. Well, you get to a certain age, Liza, like we are, and, dads get old and pass away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that Jim has done a good job of being everybody's dad here.
Oh, yeah. I've been daddy in many ways, with and without a safe word.
Oh, my word.
So, as always, what did we do today? Liza?
Well, I started off in the garage early. Anwar showed up, first one today. I hadn't even gotten my breakfast yet, and was trying to fix the front, the tent flap wouldn't work, and he showed up, and he brought his friend Mitch over with a new to him Ducati Monster.
Monster.
Is that a 900 or 1,000?
Well, they come in various flavors.
Yeah. Do you know what size it is, Omar?
969, I believe. Could be wrong. 68. I could be wrong. It's not mine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it handsome bike?
Yeah.
A lot of problems.
It needs some things.
Handsome bike, a lot of problems.
Well, it's a Ducati. So, handsome bike, a lot of problems. But, he'll get through them one at a time. It's a hell of a first bike.
I will share. I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything. Don't worry. I will share because this is something that other people may be able to learn from. Right. So the mirrors on the bike, he said, it just didn't work for him. He really couldn't see. He had to like crouch down really low just to be able to see anything. And they're those kind of fixed mirrors that the mirror inside of the mirror can pivot. But he had pivoted as far as it would go. And he is just, they're horrible. I want to get new mirrors that are better. I'm like, they're actually pretty wide. They're made to fit this bike. They should be working. One of them had a strip bolt, and so that's a whole nother thing. But I was trying to make at least one functional, and he was right. I sat on the bike, and we're adjusting it. And there's different bolts to adjust the play back and forth, and this and that. But I realized that where the mirror goes into the whole control assembly,
that's called a perch, darling,
needed to be loosened and rotated forward because it was too far up. Therefore, he was looking down below him.
Oh, well, that's an easy fix.
And it was, but on this mirror, it was like it seemed like you just there were many different screws for adjusting it different ways, and it was that simple thing of just rotating the perch forward that got it into range. And then he was like, "Oh, hey, it works now."
Great.
But so I was glad to help him with that. But it's one of those things where like there's so many different ways to adjust and tighten everything. And then there was just another layer he had missed to make it function.
He had just gotten hold of this Ducati. And I don't say, lots of problems lightly. I'm going to give you a Motorcycles and Misfits top tip.
Wow, this early? We're lucky.
Oh, no, I'm straight out of the gate with the top tip.
No foreplay tonight.
If you are buying... No, I'm going straight for the main attraction. If you are buying a used Ducati...
And that one looked like it may have had some age on it.
Absolutely. There are two questions. And these are in addition to the questions, do you have a pink slip in your name? Does it owe back fees? Blah, blah, blah. These are the two big questions. When was the last time it had belts? When was the last time it had valve clearance service? And if they don't know, take $2,000 off the price. Because guess what? You aren't doing it yourself, and that's what any bike shop's going to charge you to do belts and valve clearances on a Desmo Ducati.
Well, to be honest, this bike was free to him, right, Anwar? It was. He said it was a free bike to him. And and I was like, well, first off, just know there's no such thing as a free bike.
No. Well,
but second off, if there's any free bike to avoid, I think a Ducati is the free bike to avoid, because I don't think people realize how many things may have to be done.
And I want to be clear, they're not bad bikes. I mean, the Ducatis are extremely rewarding to ride. They're crushingly handsome. They do all the things.
But if it's free...
Well, it was running in... Apparently it was running. Current registration.
Right. No, I'm saying in general, though. What I'm saying in general, a free Ducati, be careful.
Now, to be fair, Moto Guzzi's can also be troublesome, and we're going to come to that later, Will.
But first, I have a couple things I need to announce. First off, I have an apology I am issuing on behalf of all the misfits.
No, I'm nothing to do with this. I am nothing
on behalf of all the misfits.
Excluding Emma, who wasn't there and would have called you on that nonsense straight away.
No, that's not true.
Well, I might have.
You don't know. You weren't there.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, we're going to find out.
Oh.
So last week on our show, MotoGP was retelling the account of doing the hill climb at Vintage Days on his vintage Vespa, which seemed impossible. Just by itself, just claiming that you did the hill climb on a vintage Vespa.
Especially after the creek crossing incident.
And the fact that we were all on the other side of the hill looking at the top of the hill climb, waiting for him to appear, and never saw him, put some doubt into our heads if it had actually happened or not. And he claimed he did, but he was also quite inebriated. So we just questioned the fact, is it possible that maybe it didn't happen like you think? Well, he did tell his story of crashing part way up and some nice guys helping him like lug the Vespa up. And I'm calling to say that we did get an eyewitness reached out to me to say he witnessed it, and it did happen as he said it did.
They called the tip
to
line.
Pete, apologies that we doubted you at all.
I also have another message to Pete that he reached out to me and asked if I would guest on the Noko Moto podcast again.
Oh.
And I am happy to do so. So, Pete, I will let you know. As you may or may not know, I am off to Italy in 10 days or so. So, as soon as I get back, I will do a nice little guest spot on your lovely podcast.
I think that's great. And Pete, just reach out to me for the fee. We'll settle that.
Yeah, there you go.
So that means he did it. He did it. That crazy kid did that on that hill climb. So
yeah, I never doubted him. All you have to do is talk to him.
No, it's just you, Liza. I mean, basically, you're throwing us all under the bus for your cynicism.
You can just simmer down because I just issued an apology and acknowledged he did it
on Bagel's behalf. So Bagel,
the man, the myth, the legend, isn't a myth.
Yeah,
that is cool,
I think that's
story.
I think that's very noble of you, Liza. I'm very impressed.
There you go.
Tra-la-la.
Well, you know what? You know what I think it was? None of us witnessed it, and I think it was the timing because he had wrecked so many times on the way down when we were all waiting for him to come up, and like one after another, other bikes were appearing and not him. And then by the time we're like, something must be wrong, we went down into the woods to go check on him. I think that's when he came up when we were all down there. It was that timing where like nobody saw it happen. But somebody did. So there you go. There's another big announcement.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was a big conversation, a long conversation last week about my dilemma.
Yes.
Your motorbike dilemma?
My motorbike dilemma. What do you do when you sell two bikes? Well, you have to buy at least one, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or a scooter.
Yes, that was in the equation.
Apparently, that's in the fad now.
And I'm here to report that I bought a bike.
Ooh.
Actually, I found it the next day. And here's a new criteria I'm going to offer to anyone when you're in that bike buying mode and you have a budget, so you know what your amount is. Buy whatever is the closest bike in proximity to you on Facebook Marketplace.
Just commit fully.
Whatever the closest one is in your budget, just go get it.
That's great.
Oh, God.
Because that's what I did.
Well, you were extremely lucky.
Yes.
And actually, I owe the owner of your bike an apology.
Oh, yeah?
Because you reached out to me and you said, well, what do you think this is worth? And I said, that bike is worth this amount tops. Because I thought it was carbureted, and it's not. It's fuel injected. So you got that bike for an incredibly good price.
Except that it has 12-year-old tires on it.
Right. So, I mean, there's costs involved. So,
Yeah.
tra-la-la.
Yeah.
So, drum roll, please. What I got?
What did you get?
A Triumph Scrambler 900. And I had mentioned that was one of the bikes that was on my list.
Yeah.
It was one of the keywords. I was like VMAX, a Scrambler, an ADV scooter, like...
Now, when you said Triumph Scrambler, I thought it was going to be the little bigger one is what I was picturing.
I thought it would be too.
Like the 1200.
Because we've had the 1200s here.
Very handsome.
And they're tall.
Yeah, that's kind of what
And in
fact,
hang on. There are different flavors of 1200 Scrambler. And the one that comes here is the XC, which is the one with the incredibly tall Olin suspension. They do a slightly shorter one, which is still handsome, but not quite as tall. Then they do the 900 Scramblers in the liquid cooled. But yours is one of the old air coolers.
Yes. And that's why you said it was worth less, because it's air cooled, not air.
Well, and I thought it was carbureted because it's kind of on the brink of the... What year is it?
11, I think.
Oh, yeah, of course it's
Isn't that
injected.
a radiator-looking thing in the front of it?
That's an oil cooler.
Oil cooler? Okay.
Yeah, it's an oil cooler.
But I got there. It's beautiful, the matte green. It's a Scrambler. I mean, you guys all saw it.
Well, it's got the high side pipes, right? With the heat guard and the nice chrome high side pipes. Very like town and country looking.
There you go.
Like town and country.
And that's kind of almost a definition of Scrambler. And we were thinking about doing a little mini history hole on that.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I told you I ran into Gordon this week up in Carmel Valley from the Quail
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I got this dilemma. I sold 2 bikes. I got to buy 1 bike. I said, but what does a person who doesn't need another bike get? He goes, the bike you don't need. I'm like, you're right. He knows this game. So I told him what I was looking to get, and he's, oh, yeah, that'd be great. And it is. I like it. The thing I found that's interesting, I mean, you got to ride it.
I did.
Emma, you got to ride it. The way it rides, I wasn't really expecting. To me, it feels more like a mid-size cruiser, almost like a Vulcan 900.
I mean, it's got a lot less weight than a Vulcan 900, but I can kind of think about that point of view a little.
Well, you know what? I compared it to, like, if you take a Japanese twin, it pulls very differently than that. It definitely feels more like it's almost like an American V twin versus like a Japanese twin.
That's very deliberate, and they actually positioned the crank on it and did the firing order to kind of mimic a V twin.
Yeah, because you just kind of as you roll. And I don't know what kind of horsepower it makes, but it doesn't. You don't want for power on it.
68.
Oh, perfect.
Exactly. It feels like a cruiser in that it feels like it's got lots of power, but it doesn't all translate to the rear wheel.
Right.
You know, the Versa 650 is much more nimble and takes off really easily. It has all the power you need, just not enough to get into trouble is how I describe it.
There you go.
It's quite comfortable. The seat is a big couch.
I like the seat.
But it also goes into turns really easy with not a lot of stress.
Well, you got those big old cow bars on it, and you just kind of manhandle it around and lever it around.
And much like our friend Phil, who just got a Scrambler, I ordered, as Phil said, ein saddlebag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Volt.
Yeah. I ordered one. So yeah, that's what I ended up getting. The bike I don't need. It's just a good looking bike. And it's a type of bike, you know, I say my biggest problem is finding a bike that I would choose to ride before and in my other bikes that I love riding. Mm-hmm. Well, the aesthetics of it is just kind of pleasant, you know?
Oh, very much. That's like I like the fact that your Un saddlebag, right? It's got the high pipes on the one side, so you can only have that. You went with the kind of the Triumph waxed whatever it is.
Yeah, the wax cotton
vintagey look, because the bike looks like Steve McQueen just got off it in that sense, right? It has that very old kind of nostalgia to it. And then you were like, oh, I'm going to put my phone mount right here. And I'm like, no phone mounts. Just keep it like...
No, exactly.
Pure.
Even if it can be new, but make it look retro.
That bike's cultural home is in a field in Hereford in a pile of cow shit. That's the perfect spot for that bike.
I was thinking more like in a tall group of like flowers somewhere near Manchester while you're having sex with your friend, you know, having a picnic. And then you hop back on it and ride off.
People don't have sex in Manchester anymore. It's too dangerous.
They're just guilty.
And it's got the knobbly tires.
The knobblies?
But I don't think I'd ever want to take it off-road. Even like Gloria Road or something. I'm like, I don't think so.
It's in great shape. It's super clean.
It threatens that it could. That's all I need. Just the threat.
Well, and I hate to say it, that's the kind of Scrambler vibe. You know, it's got this kind of promise of... we're going to have some fun in the dirt. And then you get there and it's like, oh, no.
Can we get into that a bit now?
Yeah, I mean, because Scrambler's a term that's kind of been thrown around a lot. Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize the origins of it and where it actually came out of. Yeah. And what it actually means and kind of the definition. Are you bailing, Jim?
I do. There's a black market grilled cheese event happening as we speak, and I can't miss
Gruyere, that's the trick.
Oh, but the password is saffron. Just so you know.
I was going to say,
undisclosed
up until this point, and we're only half an hour into the podcast, this has been quite a cheese-filled episode.
A very cheese-filled, Velveeta-y even.
Yeah, I blame Bagel for it all.
Anyway, Scramblers, wonderful topic. I'm sorry I'm not going to be
Scrambled cheese.
Grilled cheese calls. Thank you.
All right,
have fun.
Happy Father's Day.
Cheers. Thank you. All right.
So, and I always hate to use this cliche, but there is some truth into it. Do you know when the first motorcycle race was?
When there was the second motorcycle?
There you go. And people always say that, and it's kind of hokey and cliched. But there is truth in it, in that from day one, because of its agility, because of its power, because of the nature of what it is, a motorcycle has always been like a competitive machine. Mm-hmm. And it tends to be attracted to daredevils, particularly in the early days. And so back in the very, very early 20s, we're going back to 1921, 22, 23, in England. Everything kind of starts in England just because motorcycles were very, very prolific over there. All these young guys would get together and challenge each other. They would challenge each other to a race that would involve road section. But these were quite rudimentary roads. This is the 1920s. Country section, kind of town and country kind of thing. Dirt section. So, yes.
Kind of like what the Citroen was made for.
The Citroen...
Right? Countrysides?
The Citroen was designed for the countryside. It was so the farmer could have his...
The DS,
yes.
Yeah.
And the 2CV was you could have the basket of eggs, back seat, drive it across the field.
Got some up there.
So the term scrambler, if you actually look at a dictionary term of scrambler or scramble, if you scramble something, you mix it up. Scrambled eggs, you whisk them up. It's a mix. If the president is making a call to the Kremlin and his phone is going through the scrambler, as it should, all the words are being mixed up. So it's a mix. It's a mix of street. It's a mix of dirt. And so when you've got that definition of scramble, then scrambling becomes the sport. And it's any machine that can be used on street and dirt. That's the purest definition. Now, as you've pointed out, Liza, the definition has changed over the years.
Exactly.
And what actually makes a scrambler is quite loose. You thought, and you were right in thinking that one of the defining factors of a scrambler was having high pipes. And that's not entirely true, because there's been some very notable scramblers with low pipes. We're still going to go through a little bit of the history. So all through from the 1920s to 1960s, and to a certain extent the 1970s.
Can I give you the definition?
Yes, please do.
According to the internet.
Okay. Do you have a website for that so we can mock them?
No.
Okay.
This is just a generic, what is a scrambler?
Yes.
A scrambler motorcycle is a bike built for off-road and street use.
There you go.
The Scrambler is a vintage-style motorcycle that has been stripped down for higher speed, given taller suspensions, fitted with spoked wheels and knobby tires, and high exhaust pipes for ground clearance. That is the definition.
Right, and a lot of those, in broad terms, are true. However, there are some exceptions to the rule. Number one, Honda have just released the Scrambler with cast wheels. Also, Scramblers don't necessarily have to have high pipes, but it certainly aids the look. Now, in England, if you went in England, 1960s, and you're going to see the scrambling, the scrambles, you'd see guys, big burly guys on BSAs and Triumphs and Nortons, riding these things at top speed through the mud, small road course, mostly off-road. And the definition of the bikes was very close to that description. They were all stripped down, very, very high performance compared with their street counterpart, high pipes, very knobby tyres, no lights. That was the competition side of the sport. That kind of developed into motocross.
Yeah, that's the origins of motocross.
So it's the scrambling is the origins of motocross, and motocross has gone in its own direction. But if we get back to the definition of the bike, the first production bike that actually carried the name Scrambler we go back to 1962 and the Ducati. And
I have some interesting input on that.
Yeah, let's...
Well, it was Ducati, but it was designed for the U.S. market.
Yes.
The Berliner brothers, who were importers,
absolutely
asked for that for the U.S. market.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting.
Well, they recognized that it was a stylish machine and it would sell well in the US. Now, Triumph repeated that 13 years later in 1975 with the Triumph TR5T. Mm-hmm. It was the last incarnation of the Daytona engine and the Trophy engine. And it was a very, very stylish bike. And it carried off-road pretensions, but it wasn't really an off-roader. It was far more of a boulevard cruiser like the Ducati Scrambler.
And that's what's interesting. We were talking about, I don't know when the era of the actual racing Scrambler ended and the performance bikes came in. I think there were other things like Penton had an influence, stuff like that for actual.
Well, I think a lot of things were carried under the umbrella scrambling. Anything that involved mud and knobby tyres would have been called scrambling. If you want to talk about a heyday, I'd say probably the late 60s, and it was really centred in England.
Well, what I find is interesting is we go back in history.
Yes.
They didn't have race bikes,
no
dirt bikes,
no
touring bikes. There was a bike, and you would put whatever package on it to turn it into that purpose. Right. I mean, you could see the Honda Cub touring package, right?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Like, who's going to, yes. So you'd have these packages to turn in what you want. So by the time 1962, when Ducati brought in the Scrambler, I think were we right there on the cusp where they're actually building styled bikes, not racing bikes.
Right. And I think the Ducati Scrambler from the early 60s, that 62 Scrambler, very, very handsome bike. But it's far more of a styling exercise than a competition exercise. And I think that as we move through the 70s with the Honda CLs, the street scramblers, and the BSA street scramblers of the very early 70s, right, it's far more of a styling exercise than actual off-road capability.
I think the CLs were actually designed for that.
No, they weren't.
No?
They were,
because you had the XLs at the same time.
Yeah, the XL
right.
was the dirt bike. Mm-hmm. The CL was the Boulevardier. It had high pipes, but it was just dripping with chrome. It had flashy paint jobs on it. It was designed primarily for the American market.
Yeah.
And it's very, very interesting to note the XLs and the SLs were sold in England. The CLs were never sold in England. It was purely for the American market and for the Americas because it was that style of bike. It promised you adventure. But when you actually got to the start of the adventure, it's like, I'm not really designed for this.
And we were talking about this in the garage. So the American styled, we'll say the 1962 Ducati was probably the first styled. So in the 60s they were introduced, but then by the 70s when Honda, they had, you said what, the 175, the
175, the CL 175 was the smallest.
360,
350,
450.
The 450 I think was the biggest CL.
So they had a bunch.
And they all had very, very flashy paint jobs on. They all had tons of chrome.
Oh,
big
yeah.
Chrome high pipes.
Those,
the Dragons.
Yes, the ones with the, have you guys seen these? These are really valuable Honda Scramblers with this like
psychedelic.
Yeah, like marbleized paint. It's hard to describe. Like if they dripped a bunch of, it's almost like not tie-dye as bold as tie-dye.
It's like a lava lamp.
Yeah, but it's this kind of like drippy, flowy paint style that's a blend. Anyway, they had a whole bunch of them at the
And
Quail.
it's no surprise that that's on a CL because that was the market. You know, somebody who's going to race a bike off-road isn't interested in a psychedelic paint job. What they're interested in is very, very stylish machine. And they're very, very smart to have adopted that for the US. Because if you think about the big bikes, the cruisers, that's not a style that necessarily lends itself well to smaller bikes. Smaller cruisers always look kind of clunky. The seats always look too big. The bars look too big. So having a Scrambler style, it gives you that sort of adventurous style and something that's really synonymous with the US, which is very appealing. But it suits smaller bikes.
So here's what I find is interesting. So in the 70s, there was a big move. It became kind of popular.
Yeah.
And then in the 80s, it kind of went away. And then was it the 90s when the Triumph kind of brought it back in?
Well, it was the
2000s.
Yeah, Triumph introduced the Scrambler.
2000s, I think.
So Triumph came back with a bang in 95. These are the John Bloor bikes. And he really started with the triples. And then the lot of fanfare, the bike everyone had been waiting for, the Bonneville, the T100 came out in 2001. And the Scrambler appeared almost immediately. It was a stand by the side of the Bonneville bike. And there was this huge wave of nostalgia for these bikes. I think when we look at the 80s and 90s, people weren't actually that nostalgic about bikes. People wanted the modern stuff. People wanted to look forward. You know, the highest selling bikes in the 80s, late 80s and 90s, were the sport bikes,
Right.
and the crazier and brighter the paint jobs, the better. I mean, Rufus is a 90s sport bike, and he's got that wacky purple and yellow paint job. And that's really what was selling well back then.
So, yeah, they kind of made a surge, and now...
Well, now they're back because
Now they're
people are
back.
nostalgic.
What do you guys think? Because you're all kind of younger. What do you think of the Scrambler style?
I love the way it looks. And I think one of the Scrambler aspects now is the customizability almost. I have friends back home that are customizing their CX500 into a Scrambler, for example. That's a popular
really?
build. If you
Wow.
if you have sort of a classic looking
Not
or
a cafe,
quirky looking
a
Scrambler.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think the knobby tires, as you said, the nostalgic look, but also you can make it very quirky in your own way and stand. I mean, I do see similarities with the Cafe Racer types, but they're the guys. Cafe Racer seems to be more sleek, going from coffee shop to coffee shop.
Well,
whereas
and
Scramblers,
the Brat takes one or two cues, but not
Yeah, I
fully
mean,
Scrambler.
you know what? The Brat's its own thing, and the Brat's actually not a style I'm particularly fond of.
So, and just to define, and obviously these rules aren't set in stone,
Right.
but my definition, which some of the articles on the interwebs agree, that kind of the three defining things are knobby tires, motocross bars, and high pipes.
And I think as a broad spectrum, that is a good place to be. Because if we take your Scrambler, those are the only real three things that differentiate it from the Bonneville.
Yeah, exactly.
That and the paint. The suspension's not higher.
No?
It is literally a Bonneville with high pipes, knobby tires. And what was the other thing?
The motocross bars,
Motocross bars.
which are kind of wider.
Yeah, and
upright
just,
bars.
and that's it. And they put a bash plate on it, and that's pretty much it.
Well,
It promises you more than it's actually capable of. And that's not trashing the bike. I'm very, very fond of Scramblers. I think they're very handsome.
in fact, there's many Scramblers available right now. We're talking production. And in fact, I haven't really seen that many people do custom Scramblers. One, in part, it's hard to do high pipes. But when you're talking about production Scramblers you could buy right now,
Yes.
the new Royal Enfield Scram 411,
Yep.
which is kind of an offshoot of the Himalayan.
Yeah, kind of. It's got a little bit of Himalayan in it. It's got a bit of Meteor in it. It's got a bit of the new Hunter in it. But it's a standalone thing. It's the Scram 411.
Yeah, I test rode one of those. Moto Guzzi, the
Yes.
V85 TT.
Yes.
That is a Scrambler, and this is one I hadn't heard of, so I'm thinking that this might be Europe. The Fantic Caballero 500.
So that name, you just made a lot of our listeners in England, particularly guys in their early 60s, very happy right then. Because a lot of people of a certain age remember the Fantic Caballero moped, which was pretty much the fastest thing on the road. Fantic did 2 sports mopeds in England in the sort of towards the end of the 70s, 76, 77. And the street was the Super 6, which do like 65 miles an hour. It's heady stuff for a moped. And then they did the Caballero 50. And that, what you showed me, is kind of like a grown-up version of the Caballero 50.
And it's like the Benelli. The company went bankrupt. Someone bought the name.
Yeah, it's
to bring back Fantic.
yeah.
So it's Chinese made. We don't have
Componentry.
it here, but here's a bike you can get here that has been very successful that I didn't really think of as Scrambler. The BMW R9T defined as a Scrambler.
They do a Scrambler version.
Yeah. BMW R9T. It's got the high pipes and everything. It's a Scrambler.
Well, the Scrambler version is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then you've also got, of course, the Ducati Scrambler, who came out with, 3 versions of the same bike you can get, and then the Desert Sled.
Right. And the Desert Sled is interesting because it is the only one with spoke wheels. The others have cast wheels. So, tra-la-la.
And then, of course, the Triumph Scrambler 900, the Triumph 1200. There's a Ducati Scrambler 1100 Tribute, which is different from the other Scramblers. And then, here's a bike I totally forgot about or didn't think of it as a Scrambler, but this is being defined as this. Indian FDR 1200 Rally. I thought of it more as a flat track inspired, but this is being called a Scrambler, and it has the upswept pipes.
Wow.
Yeah, you know. Indian, they're getting in the game. And then, of course, as we said, the new Honda CL500, which I haven't seen in person yet.
And but the CL300.
And 300, which
may or may not be coming to America.
Which is basically the Rebel. And then I think the Scrambler of all Scramblers. The Triumph 1200. And you can get the Steve McQueen version that Uncle Phil just got. And that's... the XC, as you said. That is the real deal. This is the one. Out of all those we listed... This is the one you could actually take it in the dirt and tear it up, I think.
You could, but it'd be a workout.
But it's legit.
Oh,
it's
no,
got
it's
all
a legit
the things. It
bike.
is legit.
But I think it's important for you, Liza, to actually make sure that we understand the categories. Your KTM 690 is far more capable in the dirt than that.
Yeah, because this is heavy.
There you go.
Yeah,
but it's a legit dirt bike.
Yeah, I mean, it's got...
But it's its own thing.
You know what? I'm going to... You know I love a good controversy.
Oh, God.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to say that I think Scrambler bikes are the coolest bikes. And I find it fascinating that cafe racers and choppers, there's all these other trends that come and go. But the Scramblers have never really been a customized trend. They've just been a production trend. Bagel, are there any Scrambler scooters?
Well, I mean, not production, but the argument could be made that that Vespa Cross bikes are.
I know, I was thinking about that.
And I'm planning on putting a high pipe on mine when I build it.
Oh, well, there you are then.
Oh, yeah.
But in the meantime, if you ride a cafe racer or... if you ride any other kind of bike and you are upset by what Liza just said, please address your complaints to Cleveland Moto, care of Uncle Phil.
So that's the big announcement. Scramblers are cool, but I realized I really didn't know that much about the history, and it was kind of cool to see that was the origins of motocross, and just to look at historically all the production Scramblers that have come. I mean, I was very familiar with the Hondas, and I've always thought those are cool.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Well, I like scrambled eggs, and if I drink enough gin and tonics, I don't need to talk through a scrambler. Well,
and I propose this to you. I'm going to see if I can get it past Bagel. Bagel, I propose that the CT90, by the definition of what is a Scrambler, is a Scrambler. Not CT90, I mean the CT70, the Trail 70.
Yeah.
High pipes. Knobby tires.
Yeah,
not actually motocross bars because they have their own custom.
We are getting into detail.
I know.
Yeah,
it's a Scrambler.
It's a trail bike. It's a trail bike. The key is in the name. T for trail.
But you can ride them on the street too.
Right.
Yeah.
When we talk about definitions, it's very, very interesting that SS for Honda is very, very different to SS for BSA and Triumph. So SS for Honda is Super Sport, and we see it written on the tank. If you see a vintage Honda, say a CBX, it says Super Sport on the tank. Very, very nice. If you see a B25, B50 SS, that stands for Street Scrambler. And then, because when we go back to that definition in England, scrambling is the sport. So if you have a street scrambler, that's a scrambled bike with lights that you can ride on the street. So it's detail differences.
Well, I'm curious to see if with all these scramblers that are available now, especially with Honda bringing it back again, because they really made a huge impact when they had them in the 70s. Is this going to be an upswing trend? Is this going to be like the big thing as scramblers?
It could be. They're very, very comfortable to ride. I mean, I was talking with Anwar about his FC1, and the one point that you love about that bike, Anwar, is you sit upright and it's comfortable, right?
Right.
Scramblers, upright riding position, nice wide handlebar, big tiller bars on it. You can kind of push them around. Easy to ride. You don't need a lot of upper body strength to ride them because you've got all the leverage in the bars. I think they could make a comeback. I think the new Honda Scramblers are super handsome.
Yeah,
I would like to see spoke wheels on them. I think the wheels are a misstep. But great looking bikes. They're kind of lean in the front, kind of heavy in the back. Good scrambler look.
How would somebody, and I'm just assuming that the customization trend hasn't really happened because it's hard to build high pipes. In fact, some of these bikes that we listed that are listed as scramblers, they don't have the high pipes. By high pipes, they come straight out of the engine across the inside of your thigh and back. A lot of these, including the Honda, drop down or under the frame and then sweep up.
There's a couple of things going on. Number one,
you have a theory.
Well, I've got two theories.
Okay, let's hear it.
The first theory is virtually every bike you buy right now has got a catalytic converter. And the one thing we know about catalytic converters is they get super, super hot, which dovetails into the next theory. Every single person who had a Honda CL or a B50 SS or a Ducati Scrambler back in the day had stories to tell about they were riding in shorts like boneheads and burnt their leg, or their girlfriend burnt their leg, or their auntie
We all
Mabel.
have that scar.
We've all got that scar. And in 2023, with the way people are happy to sue you at the drop of a hat, that shit don't fly anymore. Yeah. So it's a combination of catalytic converters, which are leading to super high exhaust temperatures, and just getting them out of the way so you can't burn yourself. But by directing the pipe up that back loop of the frame and turning it 90 degrees just under your butt, you can get that street scrambler look and not have to worry about your customers burning their leg on your bike.
But that look when it comes.
Where they turn around the side of the bike. Oh, it's
my
intoxicating.
custom chopper was scrambler style. It came straight underneath your thigh.
Did you burn yourself?
I didn't ride in shorts.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Good looking bike. I'm really looking forward to seeing more.
It's a great bike. I am super impressed with you, Liza.
And the biggest criteria is I wanted a bike that I would choose to ride over the others. And this one is nice in a cruiser way to go ride.
They're easy bike to ride. Yeah. Easy bike to ride.
And it's actually comfortable.
Right.
Well, Stumpy John can't be here because he's doing Father's Day things as a dad himself.
Yes.
And it was his birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Stumpy John.
And for regular listeners, you will all know that we presented Stumpy John with his Suzuki Bergman 400.
Oh, he's using it all over the place.
Oh, he has actually admitted this is his go-to bike.
And his wife likes riding on the back because it's really comfortable because it's got a giant seat.
And it's like an armchair on the back.
Yeah, I met him for dinner last night and they showed up on the scooter. They love it.
And she's kind of expressing interest in learning to ride it. So that might be a breakthrough.
We'll see. Well, he can't be here, but he is here in spirit. In fact, he's going to read an ad for our sponsor right now.
Support for the Motorcycles and Misfits podcast this week is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Just over 8 million men worldwide trust Manscaped, and we have an exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code MISFITS20 at manscaped.com. Guys, Miss Emma will be the first one to tell you got to have the right tool for the right job. You can't use a ratchet to screw in a screw. You can't use a hammer to take a bolt off. But picture this. You're standing in front of an old bathroom mirror, armed with your rusty trimmer, nerves tingling, shaking everywhere, trying not to nick anything important. It's a delicate dance, my friends, but Manscaped wants to turn that nerve-wracking experience into a walk in the park. And for that, they have the Performance Package 4.0. It's a game changer. What you'll get in this package is you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance Boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a game changer, and it might be the best ball trimmer ever. It features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce accidents, is waterproof, has an LED spotlight that will light up the room, and it gives you the most precise shave you can find. Because it's waterproof, you can say goodbye to that mess on the bathroom floor. But we want you to take it to the next level. The Weed Whacker nose and ear trimmer goes after all those pesky little hairs that show up when we get older in places we never knew we had them. The Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me, fellas, when I say this, your balls will thank you. Manscaped even throws in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. This will bring your comfort and boxers to another level. Guys, it's time to take care of yourself, and it's Father's Day, so go treat yourself right now and go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code MISFITS20. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code MISFITS20 at manscaped.com. Don't forget to use our code, and you will unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the right job, just like we do here in the garage.
There you go. You got to keep those balls smooth.
Good Lord. I never thought, and I go back to my earlier statement that this is definitely a cheese-filled episode.
Oh, no.
Did you like that, Bagel?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yes, I know. I do apologize.
Well, and I wanted to take a second to acknowledge Anwar in the room, who's being so quiet, because he has beaten Knock in the contest that's nobody really knows is happening, but I keep track of the highest mileage bike.
Oh, yeah.
So,
wow.
Bagel, Knock, his Super Chicken, his Super Hawk.
Yeah.
130,000 miles on that bike.
Wow.
Yes, he's gone through front ends, lots of top ends, all the ends, right? Well, Anwar, your bike has more than that. So first off, tell everyone again what you're riding and tell them how much mileage you have on this bike.
Kawasaki FZ1, it's got over 150,000 miles.
Yeah.
Highway
Wow.
miles, inner city miles.
And still
solid
going.
miles, and
Yep.
still going. Daily rider.
Yep.
There you
Happy,
go.
happy.
And there's a commonality between Bagel, between Anwar, between Knock. And these are people, I know you've got a car, Bagel, but your scooters are still your go-to. Anwar doesn't have a car. Neither does Knock. So when you use your bike every day, you get up to these huge mileages.
Yeah. And there were many years I spent without a car
There
that
you
I
go.
was only riding. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And it looks good. It looks good.
Oh, they're super handsome bikes. I love that style.
I'm actually surprised because, I mean, to see a bike with that high mileage without oil leaks all over the engine,
Yeah, no, I mean,
it looks clean.
the thing is, the FC1 and the Thunder Race were really Yamaha's flagship 1000cc bikes back in the day. And you can't go wrong with a flagship because, it's a company like Yamaha. It's like, these are the best bikes we make, so we're going to throw all the best components at them. So it's really no surprise.
Yeah, that's how I want to share it. It's a good testament to that bike being a well-built bike. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I never thought of that as being a 200,000-mile bike. I think of like BMWs, certain things that you can expect to get 100,
Right.
200,000. Well,
And
add the FC1 to that list.
And it sounds great. It's not a murmur out the engine.
So, Emma,
Yes.
you brought with you today, you said, I'm bringing some orphans with me.
No, I have
darling."
orphans. I have Canadian orphans
Where
with
did
me.
you get these orphans?
Well, I think...
Are you collecting them?
I collect Canadian.
You do collect
I collect
Canadians.
Canadians. and they are added to my collection. Who would like to tell the story? I mean, James or Will, either of you, I think you should tell the story in your own words.
Oh, I thought you could say your own language. Canadian, yeah. And I wanted to say, they have no idea who Emma was or us.
Well, they still don't.
This. They have no idea. These are not listeners.
No. So up until yesterday at 6:45, you had no idea who I was. We'd never met. It's just you. So take it away, guys. I mean, I don't care who tells the story, but they've got a story to tell.
Let's start with where are you from and where were you going?
Well, we're both from Vancouver, Canada, and our plan was to go down to Mexico to get some tacos.
Why were you going to Mexico to get some tacos, Will?
Well, I went through a heartbreak on Monday.
Aww.
Will's got a broken heart.
I bought a motorbike on Friday. And on Saturday, I thought something was missing from my life. And it was tacos.
Now, there is commonality, Will. I just want to share, and I'm going to let you both take your story. One of our very, very dear friends, an early guest on the show, was an English woman called Elspeth Beard. And Elspeth Beard was the first woman to circumnavigate the globe on a motorcycle. And she did it because her heart was broken. Her boyfriend broke up with her, and she's like, screw you, I'm going to ride around the world.
But it's okay. She got laid on that trip.
Well, yes, I know, but nevertheless. So anyway, off you go, guys.
Sorry, I'm just going to jump in. I didn't know that was because of a heartbreak, but I used to have a picture of her on my phone.
Everyone has that picture.
Of who? Oh, Elspeth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
beautiful lady and so cool.
Yeah, we interviewed Elspeth probably 4 years ago, and because of the time difference, we interviewed Elspeth in bed. So she conducted the entire interview. We were doing it via Zoom in bed, and she put the camera on
her lap.
On her lap, and you could see these arms because she talks. She gesticulates, but she lives in this amazing water tower outside London, and she conducted the entire interview from that, and then we became great friends.
Well, in fact, that was the first interview. The second interview, she was right here. She stayed in this room here.
Right.
Wow.
And she did a book signing out of the tent you've been working on your bike in. All these people showed up, like, expecting to come to a bookstore or motorcycle shop.
We are going off on a
tent.
tangent. But the thing is, Will, you set a good precedent, hon. So anyway, so you decided that something was missing in your life. We'll pick up from there. And those were tacos.
Yeah, so I think on Saturday, I pitched the idea to Kosuke, or James. And I wasn't really sure. I didn't quite get a yes, didn't quite get a no. But then on Monday, he bought saddlebags. So I knew it was game on.
Yes, I think that was buying the saddlebags really made me commit, because I was a little bit hesitant, because I also, thanks to your friend, I was inspired to ride in Africa,
right.
and so I wasn't sure when I wanted to leave for that trip, and but in the end, I thought we both always wanted to ride to Baja, and this was the time to do it. So
okay, so now we're at Monday. You've bought the saddlebags. Mm-hmm. Your heart's broken, Will. Mm-hmm. You've bought the saddlebags, James. Next.
Well, I can only talk about. Are we talking about the incident here, or just our
well, I
travel?
mean, okay. So, what are you both riding? Because you're both on quite unconventional bikes. James, what are you riding?
I'm riding a 1998 Honda Shadow 750. It's in America, it feels quite small. It's one of the last chain-driven Shadows.
That's the Ace.
That's the Ace. So it looks very American from my Canadian.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid $700 for it.
No,
700 Canadian dollars.
Very good.
Wow.
Under
good.
500 American.
Will, what were you riding up until the incident?
I was riding a 2013 Moto Guzzi V7.
Okay, great little bike.
A nice modern bike.
So I think, so we've got the precedent. two young Canadian guys heading south, not a care in the world, riding unconventional bikes, and they're on Highway 1, heading south, weren't you?
Mexico.
Yeah, heading south towards Mexico.
We're on day 4 at this point.
Yes.
Yep, day 4.
Well, so I was leading, and just Highway 1, breathtaking view along the shoreline. I was having a tough time keeping my eyes on the road, between the road and the view, and I forgot to check my rear view mirrors.
I've done this.
And then I noticed that Will wasn't behind me anymore.
Yeah.
So I slowed down, ride for a little bit longer, then pulled to the side, something I thought was wrong. And sure enough, as I pull to the side, I got a text from him saying that, with the location, first of all, and that his bike blew up with a photograph of so those Moto Guzzi V7s are shaft driven, sort of where the shaft links to the engine, just completely gone.
It's catastrophic failure. So
wait, did nothing like strike your leg or foot?
Luckily, no.
Wow.
No, we were going between 100 and 120 kilometers an hour.
Not too fast.
Not too fast.
it's
casual.
plenty fast enough. That's 70 miles an hour. So you weren't booking, but you were going plenty fast enough. I maintain what I said, Will. I think you're lucky to be here at freeway speed, because when you look at the back of his bike, the rear wheel's at a crazy angle. You know,
Right.
the swing arm's been torn away from the back of the engine. And so, but anyway, so you went back and got the wheel.
Right. So I said, I'm coming. And
Okay.
I swing around, I get to him.
How far
You
back
were-
was he? Couple of clicks?
I would say a couple clicks.
Okay,
I was
so you
there
weren't
within
too far
15
ahead.
minutes. Yeah. And I thought one of the first things that we had to do was to get off the highway. So we both have hammocks that we were sleeping in, and I pulled out my hammock for the rope to. Then I attached my hammock rope. Yep.
Now that we've established a hammock, were you riding in your Birkenstocks at this point?
Yes.
So just to establish. Okay, he's a hippie. I'm just calling him that. He's a hippie. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, did you bring kombucha with you?
I.
There it is. That was a trap. You fell for it. Okay,
That is
go ahead.
true. I didn't think my SCOBY would have survived the California sun, so I wanted to keep it in the safe Canadian cloudy weather.
So anyway, so you attach the hammock.
Hammock strings to the bike because it's a slight uphill off the highway.
Oh, yes.
And we weren't going to. Well, first of all, your rear wheel was just on a crazy angle that it was just hard to even push on the flat ground. We attached my bike. Then
I'm
with
just
my
picturing
Honda,
going down Highway 1 with a hammock, a tow rope.
hammock tow rope.
Wow.
We towed the bike off to the side, and
then a car pulled up.
And then a car pulled up. I don't know if you want to go into what it was like to have the bike blow up under your feet or under your legs when.
It was a little spicy. It was bogging a little bit, so I thought it was fuel. So I
Should you
gave it a
like
little
bang?
bit more.
Oh shit! Blah, 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 blah,
This is
blah,
before
blah,
the bang, so I was giving it a little bit more beans, and then I just heard pop, and the back end got squirrely. And
How did you
I
not
pulled
wipe
in the
out?
clutch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figured out that when I was giving it gas, nothing was happening, so I figured I better get over pretty quick.
Yeah, I've blown bikes on the freeway. Yeah, it's amazing how just like it goes into slow motion. You just get it over, but you got it over.
Yep, I had enough time to throw on the signal. Everyone was nice. No one got too close. It's good. No drama.
Yeah.
So what's this car? I haven't heard this story.
So this car pulls up.
Yes. Well, so we were at the side, right off the exit, figuring out what to do.
Looking up.
Probably feeling quite miserable. A little bit stressed.
There was
Wow.
no time to be miserable. We were looking at bike shops, realizing everything's closed on Saturday.
Right. This was a
6.
Saturday
All right.
at around 7 p.m.
yeah.
After everything was closed, and
nothing's
Sunday,
open on
everything
Sunday.
is closed.
And Monday is a holiday for a lot of people.
Most bike shops are not open on Monday.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a car pulls up.
Yes, it was a white sort of sedan, a bigger sedan, and pulls up, asks us if we were okay. A man who was driving the car asked us if we were okay.
Was this what, John Dalton?
No. It's somebody named Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff, thank you.
Jeff, yes, just complete lifesaver. And we said, yeah, everything was fine, but at this point, I was debating if I should tow him with my hammock all the way down to the city, which was about a couple miles away.
Where did this happen?
So it happened as you climb out of Monterey, like you're going to Carmel. It was at the 68 West intersection,
I know where that is.
and it's. I famously blew up my Trident going up that grade, giving it the beans. I was doing
Okay.
about 100, and I just hold the right hand cylinder. So it's quite a grade. It'll catch you out.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it'd be a couple of miles back to Monterey.
Yes, and this is where Jeff showed up and told us that he knows exactly the person that could help you guys. And pulls out a receipt and writes a phone number of Emma. And I was skeptical if you would answer, but sure enough.
I kind of did. And the only reason I answered, so normally I don't work on Saturday, but as you probably know, I've got another Vincent Black Shadow in the shop right now. I'm putting an electric start on this one. And when Vincents show up, because they're so valuable, I have to call my insurance company and say I've got another Vincent in the shop, and they increase my coverage just in case the shop burns down or it gets stolen. And then the moment it's gone, I call them up and say it's gone. And then they'll send me a bill for the extra amount. So I like to get them in and out. I don't like to dawdle over them. And this one, there's so much machine work to do on it. And I thought, Christ, I need to get a handle on this. Otherwise, it'll be in for weeks. So I was in messing about with the Vincent. My phone goes and I look at it. And the thing that drew me to it was an international number. And I thought, where the hell is 39? I know 44 because when my brother calls me, and tells me that my mum's done something ridiculous, it's a 44 number. I'm like 39. What is 39? And I'm also being mindful that I'm going to Italy in 10 days. So I thought it might be somebody from BTS Bike Rental. It
39 is an Italian number.
Right. It might be somebody from the hotel wanting to talk to me. It might be blah, blah, blah. So I'd better answer it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys won the lottery when she answered that phone.
We sure did. It was
Boy, did you. Because you got more than just a tow.
Well, so they say, oh, we hear you might have got a trailer. And I'm like, well, yes, I do. And blah, 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 where are you? And I said, I'm about 30 minutes away. And then I said, you do understand you've called a motorcycle shop and this is a wrecker service.
we had no idea.
Right, you thought you were calling a person. And I said, this is a wrecker service. And then there was kind of a long pause and you said, and this was kind of your savior, you said, well, we're kind of on a budget. We can probably round up about $50 between us. And do you remember what I said to you?
Yes. You said that you've also traveled the world, and it's when you're in a tough spot on your travels, sometimes it's just the kindness of strangers that could really save you.
And I also said the maximum tow charge today will be $50. Right.
Because that's cutting into their taco money.
Right.
Yes.
And so, and then I said I would be there in 30 minutes.
And you were there in maybe 25.
And I showed up in King Kong, and you were quite impressed.
I was just, as soon as so we were just at the side of the road, and a bright yellow truck just pops out of nowhere, and I was just hoping that it was you, because it was just a lovely truck. And sure enough, you pulled aside, and
What do you think of that lift system?
Before the lift system, I realized that. So Emma jumps out of the car with this bright yellow cowboy hat, and I thought, we are in America. It was that was the most American moment. Yeah, I think I just couldn't contain myself. You just looked so cool, and but yeah, amazing tow system that you have.
Right.
And you just lifted the bike. First, it has a bed that you strap the bike on, and then it sort of it tilts 90 degrees almost.
And when I first got the system, we had competitions to see who could ride it. Mm-hmm. And Mike Miranda was sitting on a bike, and we were doing the bucking bronco on it. And I was trying to throw him off, and he held on pretty well. So
what was your plan, Emma? Because you're like, these poor guys in their hammocks. What do I do with them?
Well, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I thought, look, these guys are in distress. We need to at least... I can get the bike to my shop, and then we can figure it out right then, because having been in your position, sometimes you just need time to breathe.
And I really felt that you were just wanted to help more than anything. So
had you sized them up to see if they were axe murderers?
Oh yeah. I mean, generally Canadians don't give me too much trouble. I should also point out that one of the worst crimes ever perpetrated was on a Greyhound bus in Canada. Do you remember that, where somebody got beheaded?
Unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you do.
I do.
Yeah, it was wild. No, but generally Canadians don't give me too much trouble. And so.
And you thought I was an.
So. I was trying to place his accent when he was calling me. And I thought, he's Asian American. And your dad's Japanese.
Yes.
So, I kind of...
You know what that makes him? Exotic.
He is an exotic. Yes, he's one of the many exotics.
Yes. We have a bunch in our crew that are Hapa, and I refer to them as the exotics because you can't quite tell where they're from. It could be anywhere exotic.
Okay. I get a lot of hippies, but exotic, I like that.
But anyway, I mean, I scooped them both up, and you were riding. The Shadow was doing great.
Yes.
And so step one, we got the bike installed in the shop. Mm-hmm. And, I was chatting to Will at the time, kind of sizing Will up and making sure he wasn't going to murder me and eat my cats. And, I thought, this guy, he's cool. And if Will's cool, there's a very, very good chance that James is going to be cool as well. I'm like, well, where the hell are you guys staying?
Oh, because he's following on the bike.
He's following on the bike. And I'm like, well, where are you guys staying? Well, it's campsite. I said, well, I'll tell you what, just crash at Emma's house. And this is not unprecedented. Like I say, I've hosted quite a few Canadians at my house. I've had from British Columbia to Baja, I'm about halfway. And generally it's a good rest stop if you want to have a shower and wash your clothes and just regroup. And I knew as soon as I saw that bike, Will, I knew you were dead in the water. There's no... It's fixable. It's very fixable, but it's not fixable...
Not right now.
Not right now. The next few months of your life are going to be looking for wrecked bikes, looking for offbeat parts.
So he needs to get a whole nother motor, or just
no. Everything from the clutch
drive?
Back he needs.
Yeah, all right.
So he needs probably a transmission, or as a minimum,
swing arm.
A transmission back case. I think the swing arm might be okay. I think your shopping list is going to be transmission or transmission back case, drive shaft complete, ring gear complete. And I think your wheels okay. I think your swing arm's okay. I think your shocks are okay. I think the subframe of your bike's okay.
How about his ego?
It's bruised.
Very bruised.
Poor lad.
I was up very late last night looking at parts.
Yes. So we brought them back to the house and we fed them. They fed themselves, kind of thing.
Yes, we had our...
tacos.
Yes, burritos. From Target. We just had one can of fried beans and a couple of shells. That was great.
But yeah, and then we all went out for this morning. They crashed in the living room and were perfect guests. I sent Kathy out to wake them up this morning. And
then what did you tell them about what to expect today? Like, you won't believe, you're already thinking what great fortune this mechanic has picked us up and taken us home. Mm-hmm. And then she tells you, oh, wait till tomorrow.
Well, I explained what the collective is and how the collective works, and explained Recycle Garage. And I kind of glossed over Motorcycles and Misfits, because unless you actually experience the podcast, you don't kind of get who we are and what we are and why we are. So here we are.
Yeah, so at what point did you realize she's an international celebrity?
Oh, God.
I mean, still, it's...
When I got out of the truck, you realized...
Honestly, yes. I think nothing could really top that.
It was a yellow cowboy.
But it just kept getting better. I think just... Even the conversations that we had, it was well-traveled, well-adept in motorcycles. We both love motorcycles, and sort of that's how we became friends. We studied the same sort of degree in university. We were just classmates, but what really brought us together was the new love for motorcycles and the lack of money. So we would buy cheap broken bikes and then try to fix them up together. And that's when we were still doing the same thing.
And I think that's wonderful. And, you know, I wanted to talk to you a little bit this evening about touring on the cheap, because you guys are actually very broke. And yet here you are doing international travel. Mm-hmm. You're doing... And we're going to kind of gloss over the fact that the Guzzi broke down, because I truly believe, I think that's an anomaly. I suspect at some stage in that bike's past, it had some trauma to the rear end. Maybe it was rear-ended by a car heavily and something was misaligned or something was bent. Because I think what your bike did, never having seen it before like that, there's something else involved with that. So that's not what I really want to talk about. I mean, it is what it is. But touring on the cheap, touring with basically no money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So...
Do you guys have tents, or are you just sleeping in the open in hammocks?
We do have one tent. Will has a tent, and if it rains, I was going to snuggle up in his tent too. But I have a hammock, but he didn't have a sleeping bag, so that is something that he had to get on the way.
Oh my God. So one tent but no sleeping bag. You've got a sleeping bag but no tent. Mm-hmm. You've both got hammocks.
I brought a blanket.
You've got a blankie.
Mm-hmm.
So was there a lot of planning for this? No, just kind of let's go.
I packed Wednesday morning.
Okay.
The day that we left.
The day of. I think not much, just to follow the streets. I think for traveling, rather than planning the details, I think it's better to have a bigger sort of direction. Like for us, that was riding on Highway 1, for example.
Yeah.
Not to which city we would want to stay in, but rather just to stay on this road and see where it takes us.
So this was purely adventure that you set
It is 100% adventure, and I love it. Yeah. And I think back when I used to do the majority of my traveling, which was back in the 80s, the number one thing, you had to be adaptable. Mm-hmm. And you had to kind of go with the punches, because if everything goes well, and we talked about this, it doesn't make for a memorable trip.
It's true, and touring on a budget does throw you punches. So I think if you get bent out of shape, it will be a pretty tough time. But I think if you could just sway with them,
right?
For example, this bike breaking down now, I think it's going to be the best part of our trip, just in terms of the memories that we made and meeting you.
And it might be, because, you know, the thing is, when you're riding a bike very, very long distance, and Anwar, you ride long distance as well.
I think I ride excessive.
So
but I love it, and I've benefited from it.
when you get into that zone on your bike, and especially if the highway's quiet, you've got a lot of time to think. And you've got a lot of time with your own thoughts. And if you harbor dark thoughts, it can really put you in a bad place because you've got plenty of time to think about them. And because it's just you and your bike, and your bike's not going to slap you around and say, don't think about that, you bonehead. If you're not careful, you really can put yourself in a bad place if life gives you a few lemons along the way.
It's true. It's true. I think, but it's strangely meditative. As you said, riding a bike for a long distance, I think you run out of things to think about, but you also don't want to fall asleep for obvious reasons. And for you to try to stay focused on the road, or try to be focused, but nothing in particular. And then it just becomes this experience where after a couple of hours of riding and you hop off the bike, you feel a little bit different. Like you came out from a long meditation or something.
Right.
Absolutely. I feel that every time I ride, especially long distances. And it's almost like you have to embrace everything that comes on the road.
You absolutely do, Anwar.
In order to have that really joyful experience.
Oh, yeah.
Good or bad, hiccup or not, flat tire, no cell phone signal, no money. And I really like to help whatever I can. I mean, people have really been helping me out lately, just really been supportive in the transitions I've been going through. So if I can, be of any kind of support financially, or if you want to team up for a little, short ride up the highway, man, your story is just really inspiring. And you're from Vancouver, which was the beginning of my adventure. When I was just kind of setting out as a 20-year-old.
I have a question for you two. So you said you were in Monterey heading down Highway 1, going down into Big Sur, some of the most beautiful,
it's stunning,
famous sections. Are you aware that Highway 1 is closed and that you cannot go all the way south on Highway 1?
No, I had
you
no
did not
idea.
look at the... In fact, from down in Big Sur, it tells you to go all the way back up to Monterey and go around.
No.
You were not aware that the road collapsed and is closed on a section of 1. You would have gone halfway down and then had to go all the way back around.
That was my plan for tomorrow, so it's good that...
So you might want to check ahead on the roads.
I will come up with a plan.
I'd send them up Carmel Valley Road and do that down. Yeah. You're going to have to go around. You're going to have to go inland to
well, you can go down 101 to 46 and then take 46 to Cambria.
Yeah, to
Cambria.
Which is unfortunate because the most stunning section is that whole Big Sur.
Is it a slide or is it?
The road fell off.
Oh.
Yeah,
again.
It's always the same. That road is just perched on the side of the cliff face, and you get erosion and allied
all
to
those
that,
storms we had.
And the roads, they try and maintain it, but at this stage, it's an old road. It's getting on for 100 years old. Highway 1, it was built during the Great Depression. So it's all the bridges like 1930, so it's 90 odd years old. And at this stage, they're really just doing damage control. It really needs a completely new
so far
one.
behind. Like I recently did a little paper on that when I was taking a semester in school, and it's the substrate, and it's you can't really repair the top layer, just their top layer. I mean, you have to kind of get down to the bones of the thing.
But they do.
Yeah, I mean,
but yes, large section.
So there you go,
and has been for quite a long time.
So once again, Emma has saved 2 wayward young men from themselves.
Thank you.
So anyway, we come to today. So we had a lovely breakfast, didn't we?
Yes,
and
chorizo burrito.
Yeah, chorizo burrito from Papachevo's, which is a chain, but a very, very nice chain.
I was going to say, you don't have to go to Mexico for Mexican food.
And then
really good stuff.
I toddled off to church. And then we came back, and I wanted Will to be able to do some riding, so I lent you the 1100, the old XS, the 79. You're having quite a bit of fun on that thing, aren't you? Big old horse.
Why don't you sell it to him so he can go down to Mexico on it?
Oh, I don't think he wants to buy that. He wants to fix
He's
his
shaking his
visa.
head, no. So I'm curious about this whole budget. What was your budget to go down to Mexico and back from Canada?
There wasn't a strict budget per
Okay.
se, but as cheap as possible.
But
was,
you're
what we're
on the
going
can
for.
of beans budget,
Right.
basically.
Yes, yes.
And I should point out, which came as a surprise to me, they have both lost their jobs.
Oh,
So as
that
of
too.
yeah, that's
So hold on. Okay, you poor guy. So you lost your girl, your job, and your bike. Tell me you don't have a dog. No. Okay, thank God. Oh my gosh.
I can't take another one.
Yeah, you're
But you met all of us, and that's a plus.
you are a country
Oh, yes.
song right now.
Yeah, no, you are. You are one chord away from a Garth Brooks song.
Feeling very blessed today, though.
Yeah, well, you should.
Likewise.
Yeah.
So you're giving up on the trip. You're going to head back,
Yeah.
but James, you're going to keep plowing on.
I'm
You and your
this far-
Birkenstocks.
Yes.
Wait, who's giving up on the trip?
I'm
Oh, yeah.
flying back today or tomorrow morning.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so
What
Will's
do you-
booked on the a flight out of San Jose, so I'm going to
No.
drop. Yes,
I thought you said Monterey.
no, San Jose.
Oh, okay.
So I'm dropping him off the airport tomorrow morning
okay.
on my way to work,
Mhm.
and then either tomorrow a little bit later or Tuesday, a shipping company is going to collect the Motor Guzzi and then haul it north.
You as tragic as these events are, you got so lucky. You won the lottery, and that it was here with Miss Emma, which would bring you to here. And James, you even got a new jacket today.
Thank you to Liza. I've I have actual riding jacket with padding. So
He had had like an athletic jacket, like a windbreaker kind of thing.
yes.
What's
So
what? Can I ask what size your feet are?
my feet are about 10 and a half.
Yeah, you need riding boots. Son.
Do you want boots?
No, he's a hippie. He's a hippie. He doesn't want boots.
Please don't ride in sandals.
Okay. I
You
mean,
don't want to have
Yes.
your feet exposed on the freeway.
that is a very...
There's a whole room.
Yeah. No, there's too many things that can get kicked up on the road. You'd be surprised how that can happen.
There's something about feeling that wind through your toes that it's hard to describe.
Oh
but
my
yes, I think my toes were beginning to blister from shifting up.
Right.
Oh my God.
No.
Maybe it's a high times to get. riding boots.
We preach gear, but
Yes.
really, like, the most important thing is the boots. The feet are the things you need to protect.
Have we got any sort of?
I don't know. Go look.
Boot? Yeah, we'll go and have a
There's a whole
look.
bunch
We'll
of-
go and have a
He
look
doesn't
before
want
we
them.
go home
But
tonight.
he's got sneakers on now.
Right now,
Okay.
yes.
That's better than
My
the
protective-
sandals.
Um,
So you're gonna do this adventure alone. You're still gonna go have a taco.
I will still go to. Yeah. Yes.
How long? How much time do you have?
Neither of us have much of a commitment at this point. I think it's.
they've got no job.
yeah.
So where's your end point?
I think at least across the border, one of the members from the collective told me that Ensenada was
That's just
a good place to be.
go down to like Bahia de Los Angeles,
So okay.
down on the inside of the bay. A small little town there, but at least you'll travel all the way across Baja.
Okay.
That's you can go and you can go whale watching there. That's the bay side, or you can go to the other side. But Bahia de Los Angeles is not like touristy. It's
So,
That's
and
perfect.
you know what? You never know. You might go down there, might meet some beautiful black-haired beauty with flashing eyes, and fall in love, and then get a job and never come back.
Yeah, or maybe just the tacos.
Yeah, you might fall in love with
Fall
the
in love
tacos.
with the tacos.
And I sincerely hope, James, that you stop at Motortown on your way back home.
I would love to. I
Yeah.
would love to. Yes.
And with any luck, I'll have finish that bloody Vincent Black Shadow back then, and we'll be going home.
I'm trying to think. Bagel, have you been down to Baja?
I have.
What's a goal he can make other than like what's his name? What's his name's corner?
Isn't there a place called like Rosarita that's a little farther down the coast?
Yes, I heard that's there. They have good wine there. So I was going to
Could be.
I mean,
I know I went there and had some really good. It's a really good taqueria that I went to there. But there's all kinds of places to eat.
You could actually head all the way down to Cabo because there's always lots of Canadians in Cabo, and you can hang out with your countrymen.
Yeah,
no. I think I would like to stick with you.
There's quite a few more in like Ziwat. Lots of Canadians down there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so far, I think the best Mexican food I've had in my life was in the Target parking lot. There was a lady selling tamales.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I took two and
the
then went back for the third. I just
that's good. Yeah, I think once you leave Ensenada and just go down one and just stay on I think the outside, the western coast, just keep traveling.
Okay.
So, Will, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to end up back home tomorrow night. And you're just going to kind of lick your wounds? Are you going to be looking for a job, looking for love in all the wrong places?
I want to say yes, but I'm already on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh.
And our friend is selling his Harley, and I think Will is tempted to
have something to ride while I wait for parts, and then maybe just go south again.
All right, hear me out. Consider, I know I'm going through separation anxiety. Consider a KLR 650 because you are a man on a budget, and that is a great bike.
Yeah, but they're not cheap anymore.
There's one nearby for $2,900.
I like red flags too much.
See, I'm just saying it would suit you well. It's a good budget bike. It's a good, comfortable. It'll get you long distance, tool around.
So seriously, Will, that's your plan. You're going to go back, probably order a few parts for your bike, wait until it arrives, get another bike, and then start heading south again.
We'll see.
Well, if you do head south and you don't come by and say hello, I will be crushed.
Oh.
And you can join all my other Canadian friends, including the other Will and Max, who come back, not regularly, but, Max cracked me up the last time I saw him. Because, Max is a very, very handsome guy. And the best way to describe his look, he had gone feral.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. He had gone feral. He had been living down in Mexico for quite a while. And his bike had fallen over in the desert. And it was right on one of those trails where the trophy trucks come through. And he just left it lying there on its side for 3 days because he said, if I try and pick this thing up and a trophy truck comes through, it's just going to squash me. So he just left it there. But no, Emma's house is now on the map for you two.
Sure is.
Definitely. Don't know how I couldn't stop and at least say hi.
Well, I hope you have fun continuing on your adventure. And in fact, I wanted to share, I went on a little adventure yesterday. I started telling you about this, Emma.
Did you really?
I did. When I was dropping off the KLRs up in Alameda.
Okay.
I saw a corner shop that said Import Scooter Shop. See, Bagel just got interested. I'm like, ooh.
Oh, I saw it.
Ooh, Import Scooter Shop.
I saw
this
his
could be cool.
ears perk up.
I wanted to go see, what kind of scooters they got. So when I was with Relda and Marcus, we doubled back after
you were
lunch.
with Relda and Marcus?
Yes. And we went there. Well, I pretty soon realized what import scooters are.
Yeah. But
to my delight, guess what was right at the front of all the bikes as we walked in?
An Amigo?
An Amigo! In fact, there were two. Yes, these are Chinesium bikes. And it's something that, we've been saying that Chinese bikes are getting better. There's companies like CF Moto and Benelli that are really proving themselves. And then there are bikes like the Amigos.
The cheapies.
that are cheap. And they had every version. When you go on MotoBuys, where I bought the Amigo, they have all those bikes that I've looked at online in person there. There were 3-wheeled things. Some of them had 2 wheels on the front. Some of them had 2 wheels on the back. They were like smaller Chinese versions of things. They had the Mad Asses. They had the fake Ruckus, the big Ruckus. They had the fake stretched, lowered Ruckus. Ruckuses. They had Bagel. They had these fake Vespas that I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool and vintage. And when I sat on it and I grabbed the whole front shield, and it's all plastic. It felt like a kid's pedal toy. Like you could bend everything. And even one of the bikes Marcus sat on, and there was so much flex in the handlebars because instead of doing triple trees that go down to the forks, these have a single gooseneck like on a bicycle that go down into the head. So if somebody's holding the wheel, you can actually crank the bars left and right a good few inches with the wheel not moving. That's how much play there was.
Oh my God.
But it was fun. They had fake ninjas. They had all the fake things. Now I say that, but they're not calling them ninjas. They're not calling them Ruckus. And they even had the one that there were two that actually caught my eye. One of them it's an Amigo scooter. It was a 300cc fuel injected with ABS, big scooter the size of a Bergman kind of thing. And it actually looked pretty decent as a big, boat cruiser. And then they have the one that I actually, as Relda said, she goes, you have money in your pocket in an empty trailer. I'm like, oh, don't do that to me. And so, of course, I had to resist everything. But there was one that is a knockoff of the ADV scooter that I want so bad.
Oh, really?
The ADV 150 that actually looked pretty good. Yeah. And I was like,
well, no, hang on, though. You've gotten ahead of yourself. Who did you sell the KLR to? Did you sell it to
Relda.
To Relda?
Both of them.
Yes.
Yes.
You sold both to Relda?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yes, so she can go riding with her boyfriend.
So one for him, one for her?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yes, but she's the one who wears the pants in the family.
Oh, I can tell.
No, she's a very good girlfriend to buy them both, and
because
they work it out.
He's quite the car collector.
Yes.
Did you see his collection?
No.
Okay.
But you know what? It was cool to see all these bikes that I've been so tempted to buy online and to actually see them in person.
Were you disappointed by most of them?
I was disappointed by most of them. I was. And I was glad to be able to see them and put my hands on them. But there were some I'd consider. But here's the thing. They offered service. They had a whole line of janky, broke scooters out back that they were working on. They're keeping them running for people.
Are you taking your Amigo there, Liza?
No. But I thought that's kind of cool. And they were very nice in there and chatting with us, there to answer questions. So, yes, they're selling these cheap-ass bikes to people, but they're also providing service.
And, that's half the battle won. Because, I've always said that half of the problem with buying Chinese bikes, nobody's got parts and nobody wants to work on them. Mm-hmm. So if they're actually providing service, that means they're going to sell parts as well. So I don't know. Might work out well.
Yeah.
Your Amigo, if I was that way inclined, and in a couple of weeks I might be that way inclined, if I were actually to take the bull by the horns and dismantle it completely and rebuild it, it might actually turn into something. Because as janky as your Amigo is, its major problem is just incredibly shoddy build quality.
Yeah.
And I think if you were to actually bolt it together quite well and Loctite things and grease things that need greasing and shim things like the swing arm that need shimming.
And you use actual quality hardware.
Yes, and toggle off down to Ace Hardware and get all the grade 8s.
I have a different theory with the Amigo.
Really?
Yes. My theory is just ride it and abuse it, and when you break something, replace it with a Honda part.
But that's everything. That's going to be... And it breaks down every time you start it.
You break everything on it.
Yeah, but you can replace everything from a Honda Dax or a Honda...
So why not just go through and rebuild the whole thing and then have a reliable bike you can ride? It's
the same theory I have when you buy a cheap socket set. You buy the big tool set and you only replace the ones you use the most, which are the ones that break.
There is theory in that. Hey, listen, Bagel, I've got a question for you, sweetie. because it's driving me bananas. What is that wheel? What is that wheel behind you?
That is a CT70 wheel.
Doesn't look like one.
Oh, the rear wheel, yeah.
Is that?
Oh, that's not a 3-wheel. Okay.
Oh, well.
And that's what I'm working on next.
God, it's a unicorn.
Oh, it looks.
It has one handlebar.
It looks very. It looks very sad. What are you doing to it?
Well, I'm going to be dismantling it. It's basically.
It's pretty much dismantled. I can see from here.
I can see that.
Well, here's the thing. This is a CT70 rolling frame that I got for dirt cheap, and I bought a whole lot of parts for CT70 that basically was everything that got taken off of a frame that was used to build a custom bike.
Oh, send me what you don't use. I'll put it on the Amigo.
Sure, I'll send you all my broken stuff. It's probably better than what's on the Amigo.
So by amalgamating the two,
yes, I'm going to be taking everything off of this frame and putting all of the practically brand new parts onto it.
Very good. Bike. And I'm thrilled to see it's yellow.
Yeah, it is gold, in fact.
Which coincidentally is the color of Velveeta.
Yes.
Oh,
but the parts,
she brought it back around.
But the parts that are going on it are candy apple red.
Oh, so it'll be like Velveeta with salsa chunks within.
It'll be more like a Gouda with
a Gouda.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because Gouda comes in that red wax shell.
Emma, have I ever told you I'm lactose intolerant?
On the inside.
Why do you think I'm doing this?
Hey, we got an amazing email that came in. Emma, I would love for you to read this.
Okay, I am going to. And this is it's entitled, I Have Finally Done It.
Oh.
And it's from El Jourdain 16. Howdy, y'all. This is Trevor.
Hey, Trevor.
From the Rocky Mountain countryside of Colorado. As of today, I have listened to every single episode ever. Well done, wow. Trevor. From episode 1 through current. I guess this means I have to start bringing some Cleveland Moto, as I will only able to listen to you once a week now. I must say, listening to such... Wait a minute, what's it say? Listening to such a large span of time in such a short order is interesting. I listen almost exclusively to your podcast 10 hours a day, 5 days a week at work.
Oh my
I will say I do miss a lot of the old Misfits and some things of the past, and I do love the current Misfits and how you have grown and changed as a group. Except Emma. She has never changed from the first time she was on till now. But we love you, Emma. Never change. Oh, thank you, darling. I would ask, if at all possible in the future, to do a podcast with the old crew, remotely or in person, as well as the new, talking about the Misfits themselves and how things have changed from the crew and stories from the past.
We did that.
Well,
the 500th episode.
Yeah, for our 500th episode, we gathered as many as we could. And the thing is, Trevor, it's not just people who grow up and move away and get families. Some people, when they leave motorcycling behind, they want to leave everything to do with it behind as well. So they just, they're done. And to a certain extent, I'm like that. When I'm done with something, I'm just done with it. But I don't think it'd ever be possible. Do you think it would, to get every single person together?
No, but that's what I was saying. The 500th was where we got a bunch of the old classics together and talked about the old days.
So anyway, I listened to the death episode, and it really got me thinking about how, even though I'm young, I could die at any moment of any day. Even though I've accepted my own mortality and the risks I take in life, and with my choices riding motorcycles, I decided to sit down with my wife and express my wishes as to when to fight for my life and when to let me go if something happens to me. To be able to express those wishes, even without a will, yet has given me a huge relief. I agree with Liza. For the most part, as long as my brain is still there, I am still me. I want to live. But I couldn't live as a quadriplegic. The thought of not being able to love and protect my family or play with my daughter kills me, but I'm okay with being a paraplegic or loss of limb. With that said, I have written in the past about a first bike for my wife. After searching, she fell in love with the Royal Enfield Classic 350 and Ninja 400, two very different bikes. She sat on a lot of bikes, and those two bikes are the ones she loved the styling of and just lit up when she sat on them. Well, that's a great start, Trevor, because, you know, bikes are a passionate thing. You can have the greatest bike in the world, technically, but if you don't like how it looks or it doesn't really excite you when you look at it, it's the wrong bike for you.
Show her the Honda Scrambler.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's just a choice of which bike. Any advice for her? I've been training her in a parking lot on my SV650 and she's been loving every second of it. I hope to visit you all one day and thank you for being such a big part of my life, whether you know me or not. Keep up the great work and ride on. One of your superfans, Trevor and Michel Jourdain.
Hey, and tell me again the options that they were looking at.
Ninja 400 and Enfield Classic 350.
I'm going to throw one out. The Scram 411. The Royal Enfield Scrambler.
I'm going to throw another Royal Enfield out. The Hunter 350. Now, here's an interesting thing. So, as you are very, very well aware, my best friend is Mike Beck, musician extraordinaire. And Mike has, for many, many years, owned a Royal Enfield Meteor 350, which he loves and is a great bike, but he absolutely fell in love with the Hunter 350.
And I just want to be clear, does it have less meat?
No, it is meatier.
Okay.
It is meatier than the opposition. And it sounds meatier. So, funnily enough, I always threaten to get some new side panel decals made up that instead of saying meteor, like the space thing, Meatier, it's Meteor 350. But he's absolutely head over heels in love with the Hunter 350. And there's no reasoning with him. No reasoning with him at all. He just, that's the bike I want, Hunter 350. And so as soon as he gets one in the blue and white he wants, boom, that's it, it's done. But I like the different. I like the slightly less ordinary. I like the road less travelled. So out of those two, as good as the Ninja 400 is, you know, I'm kind of digging the Enfield.
Scram 411. Check it out. That's all. I did a test ride. I enjoyed it. It's not a powerful bike, but it gets you there, and it was a nice ride, and they look really cool.
Right. But you know, I mean, within reason, as long as you stay away from the cheap Chinese stuff, bikes have come a long, long way. You've really got to work very, very, very hard to get a crappy bike these days if you're buying new. Most bikes, within reason, are great quality, do exactly what they're advertised to do, are safe to ride, are fun. It's really just a matter of choice.
Maybe stay away from Moto Guzzi's.
Well,
wait, how many miles were on your Moto Guzzi?
I go back to what I said about Will's bike. That bike has suffered a trauma in the past.
How many miles are on it?
5,000 kilometers when I bought it.
Yeah, so what, 4,200 maybe miles?
Not,
Not even 3,000.
But you also said it's been rebuilt, haven't you?
Yeah. So
it's suffered a back-end trauma. I think it might have been hit hard in the rear at some stage in its life. And I haven't inspected the bike at all yet. And I'm going to spend, most of Monday is going to be devoted to the Black Shadow, but I am going to spend about an hour just looking over the Guzzi and seeing if I can figure out what actually led up to that problem.
Emma, actually, I can relate. I was once hit in the back end hard, and now I'm gay.
There you go. It's funny how that happens, isn't it, Liza? You know the most traumatic thing about that is ever thinking of you straight. I think I just don't even want to imagine that, dear. It'd be terrible.
I put fear in men. Yeah.
You are quite fearful.
I know. I know.
If you're son.
I know. Well, there you go. Scramblers. Check them out. I think they're cool.
But
I'm
I mean,
really enjoying mine.
The thought of this nice young man listening 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. I think he deserves something.
Yeah, but Anwar can't even make it through 2 hours without falling asleep. Wake up over there. Oh wait, hold on.
Me hard.
I muted you. You fell asleep.
But you.
No, well, it is quite warm in here. In Anwar's defense, the studio, it does get a little toasty in here.
Yeah.
I tell you what, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in here, Anwar. We've had 15 people in here, and it gets like an oven.
Oh, the heat's turned up.
Yes.
Well, guess what? I'm going to put you out of your misery. That's the show. We get to go now. Yes. So we're going to close the show. Follow along. You guys will figure out what to do. Don't worry. Trust me. But first, go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com.
Yes.
Did you see the picture that I posted of our friends in the
Yes.
shirts?
Yes.
Yeah, that was for Father's Day. Isn't that great? Some friends of mine heading out on a trip, father and son, and they are wearing their Motorcycles and Misfits shirt to hit the road.
Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Yeah, isn't that great? So you can get your shirt too. Just go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com and click on store. You'll find it there. But you'll also find all sorts of pictures, Misfits current and past, and episodes, and all sorts of stuff. Check it out. Upcoming events. I'm going to be leaving you guys in 2 weeks to run the garage.
Yes.
And then you're going to be leaving.
And then the following week, I shall be gone. I will be in, actually, the following Sunday, I will be in Munich collecting my BMW. And then it's time for Kat and Emma's Alpine Adventure.
Well, and we will be visiting. This is going to be like the 3 bangers in a row. We've got Moto America at Laguna Seca.
Yep.
And then the following weekend, the ARMA races at Laguna Seca. And then the following weekend, AMA Vintage Days.
Right, and I'm missing them all.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll be there.
We will be doing a podcast live at AMA Vintage Days
With Uncle Phil.
With Uncle Phil and everybody. So check that out. I think it's going to be Saturday around 3 p.m. in the race tower. Yeah, we're moving it into the race tower this time.
Oh, we are
Fancy.
moving up in the world.
Exactly.
But look down on all the little people.
Yeah, but it's going to be you're going to be off doing your adventure. We're going to be doing our adventures. I was with John last night. I'm like, did you break a tour yet? He goes, what? You're going to be gone for 3 weekends in a row.
So, as of right now, I believe it is the case, and I do stand to be corrected. I think the Misfits tour is completely booked. Castles and Curves is completely booked. And I believe my Vietnam trip in the fall is completely booked.
Ooh.
I'll check with Donovan, but I'm pretty sure they are completely booked now.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, tra-la-la.
Cool. All right. On that note, I think we're going to get out of here. I wanted to thank all you guys for sitting in and joining us. You had no idea what you were getting into.
I had no idea.
So you're staying with us. So thank you, especially to our Patreon subscribers. We appreciate it so much.
Oh, you guys are the greatest, but possibly not as great as Trevor. 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. That is incredible. That is a career.
So yes, thank you, Trevor. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks, everybody. This is Liza.
This is Emma.
This is Will.
This is James.
This is Anwar.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.